how this works. Okay, I can't see myself live over here. I don't see myself live here anyway. Okay, let's switch account maybe. Ah, I'm live. Okay, so I've got. I don't know anything but computers, by the way. I don't know where are the comments. There are no comments, but where will the comments? Okay, two live. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Well, one person is me myself. So who are you? The one live person. Four live people. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, oh, the comments have to be turned on. Okay, can I see the comments here? Can anybody comment anything if you are listening? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum assalam. Yeah, Abrar Sheikh. Thank you for your comment. That is gonna help me understand. You know, I know nothing about computers. So this is the first time I've opened my own channel on, I mean, after creating the channel. This is the first time I've opened my channel on computer, by the way. I can't find the comments on the computer. Where the hell are comments? Na'udhu billah. For watching, started streaming 1 minute ago. Here is something that I myself have said. Anyways, let's play something. Let's play a quiz. Okay, have you watched Omar series? That's something I wanted to ask today. Because this, I was reminded of it because last Ramadan was all about Ertugrul. You remember? So it was like a craze of Ertugrul everywhere. So, have you watched Omar series? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Hadi. The guy did. Yeah, where the hell are comments? I can't find the comments on computer. Where are comments? Can somebody tell me? Here's my laptop and I can't find any comments here. Come on, yeah. Anyways, enjoying good and forbidding evil. Uh, one of the five principles. So have you watched Omar series? Can somebody say anybody who has watched Omar series? I haven't. And yes. So the one who is enjoying good and forbidding evil has watched Omar series. Okay. Then the one who has watched Omar series, have you watched Ertugrul? To the one who has watched, have you watched Ertugrul? And did you watch it before or after? One or two episodes of Ertugrul. I have watched 1.5 episodes or something. I was just reminded that last Ramadan, everything was about Ertugrul. I mean, the social media, if you remember. There was a strange craze of it. I found the comments. You know the I wasn't able to find the comment on the YouTube section. You know, on my own channel, the live comments weren't there. I opened it from another channel and it's right over here. Yeah, now I have got some ease. Alhamdulillah. After what you said, 1 or 2 episodes. Okay. Now I can do some stuffs. Okay. If you have if you have watched the Omar series, 30 episodes, there is a lot of information in it. So, you know, in the first 17 episodes, there's a story of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he died in the 17th episode. After the 17th episode, until the 30th episode, in the 30th episode, Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu died. So this was a portion from 18 to 30. This was mind-boggling because it was. I've seen the message. I had seen the message, and the Spirit Prophet Muhammad, it was seen. It was far more eloquently made, but it was seen before. A few problems were there, some fiqh problems. Like people still question that the mustache used to touch the large mustache touching the lips, the the ankle, the trousers going beyond the ankles of the feet. So showing the Sahaba in that, I was very agitated in one scene. I was agitated in one scene when he showed the shadow of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. Do you remember? At the deathbed of Abu Bakr, he didn't die, but before the deathbed of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, they showed the shadow of Aisha. And I was like, is she Aisha? Is she Aisha? Is she her? And I was like, yeah, very, very, very bad. I don't even want to imagine anything. Because, you know, the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, their figure couldn't be seen. They had to cover a whole tent. Like, the whole tent would move along with them. So showing their shadow is not acceptable. Uh, it's still fine. I'm not saying anything against the creators. I'm just pointing out I was agitated at that scene. Other than that, marvelous work. The way they showed, yeah, I was saying they from 17th episode to 30th episode, I like that portion more. Of course, before that was good as well. Say something in the comment. This is live. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Upload more videos, inshallah ta'ala. I'm working on it. Right now, I just created a video. I've uploaded it, in fact, but haven't published it yet. Tomorrow morning, inshallah. The video is Do the Jinns Live in the Fourth Dimension? I've uploaded the video. It will be tomorrow morning, inshallah. And another Arabic video by tomorrow evening, inshallah. I'm wondering, should I do the Harf of Light verb video or should I do the Medina Arabic video tomorrow? Either of the two I will be doing. So, Eid plans? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from lockdown this year. Series of Ahmad ibn Hanbal I haven't watched full. Honestly, I got bored. But yeah, inshallah, Medina Arabic course would be good. Okay, inshallah. I was thinking of Harf of Light verb because that has to be finished too. I mean, at least two Harf of Light verb and Harf of Lightest verb has to be covered, I am thinking. Anyways, I was reading the book today, Harf of Light verb I was reading anyways. We will see. How many of you are Arabic students? I mean, how many of you know any bit of Arabic? Saif knows, I know. Okay. What should we do? Islamic quiz? Arabic quiz? Say anything. Say anything in the comments. Which surah of the Quran has the name of Allah in each and every ayah? I have asked this question before, but this is my favorite question. Which surah of Quran has the name of Allah in each and every ayah? Your videos on theology was very informative. Okay. Thank you. Jazakallah. Which surah of the Quran has the name of Allah in each and every ayah? I have asked this question at least 3 times before. 2 times myself and 1 times my friend. Not Qul huwallahu ahad. Allah's name is there. Allahu samad. Allah's name is there. Lam yalid walam yulad. Allah's name is not there. Walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allah's name is not there. It's not Surah Ikhlas, but a lot of people answer Surah Ikhlas. A lot of people answer Surah Ikhlas. Because when you think, honestly, this question was asked to me by a Bangladeshi brother on the Facebook page of Sirat al-Mustaqeem. I was conducting many years back, maybe 2012, 2014, something like not 12, 14 maybe. I was conducting Islamic quiz on Sirat al-Mustaqeem Facebook page, and a brother, Abrar Ghalib Fahad, if he's still there, I'm not in contact with him anymore. So he asked me this question. I also said Surah Ikhlas. because when he asked in each and every ayah Allah's name, first thing that comes to your mind is it should be a short surah. And when you think of short surah, the first surah comes in mind is Surah Ikhlas. And when you think of Surah Ikhlas, oh, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, it should be this. What tomorrow, so rather yesterday, not tomorrow, yesterday, I and my father had a discussion. My father was saying that there is no difference between Tahajjud and Laylatul Qadr. He had seen a video. So, what is the difference between Tahajjud and, sorry, Layl, not Qiyamul Layl, Tahajjud and Qiyamul Layl? There is no difference between Tahajjud and Qiyamul Layl. Anybody can tell, is there a difference between Tahajjud and Qiyamul Layl? Yes or no? Yeah, it's Suratul Mujadila. I know you know the answer. You were present in previous quiz as well. Is there a difference between Qiyamul Layl and Tahajjud? Okay, in least words, describe it. Say the difference in the least words possible. I mean, just hint the answer. Omar, are you married Umar Khan or Umar Farooq Milki or which Umar? Arey, Umar, we were talking about Umar series, na? What is the difference between Tahajjud and Laylatul Qadr? If there is a difference. Don't give a lengthy answer. What is the difference between Laylatul... I'm saying Laylatul Qadr. What is the difference between Qiyamul Layl? The hangover of yesterday's night. Laylatul Qadr. What is the difference between Qiyamul Layl and Tahajjud? Yatahajjada yutahajjidu. Tahajjada yutahajjidu. Tahajjud. Okay, there is no big difference, just time difference. No. The difference is, if you know the language of Arabic, the word tahajjud is derived from the word yatahajjada. Okay? And this verb is used in the Quran in one place, Surah Furqan. I am not 100% sure, but Surah Furqan. That those I have Surah Furqan, I'm little sure. So towards the end of Surah Furqan, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about who are the Ibadur Rahman, those who wake up at night and pray. So the Arabic word tahajjada, it actually means to wake up at night. Okay? It doesn't mean to pray. It actually means to wake up at night. Now Islam, deen, actually meant justice. Islam came and it reinterpreted it. Islam meant submission. Islam came and it used this particular noun, Islam, as its name, the name of the religion. Islam used a particular word, deen, as a terminology in the religion. Zakat means purification, right? Islam used this word zakat as charity, as a particular action that people do. Similarly, tahajjud is an Arabic word which means to wake up at night. So that's why a lot of tafsir of the Quran says that tahajjud is only after you sleep and then wake up. And the Quran says what? In Surah Furqan that those who, Ibadur Rahman, are those who wake up at night and pray. Wake up at night and stand. Qiyamul Layl simply means what? Qiyamul Layl, the standing up of night. So standing up night, praying at night is Qiyamul Layl. But Tahajjud is a particular action of waking up and then praying. So Tahajjud is a type of Qiyamul Layl. Every Qiyamul Layl is not Tahajjud. Every Tahajjud is not Qiyamul Layl. What I told you just now is a linguistic interpretation. If somebody else says that there is no difference between the two, he's also correct. There is difference of opinion regarding this. What I told you is the linguistic opinion. Linguistic difference. A lot of book of tafsir discuss this. So that's it. But if somebody says that there's no difference, it's also correct. There's no problem in that because Islam doesn't derive Sharia from linguistic understandings. So it can be used as an action, as an extra action of worship that you sleep and wake and pray, because it's sunnah as well. Prophets also used to sleep and wake and pray, so it's sunnah as well. So if somebody encourages this, it's good. But if somebody else says no, even if you don't sleep, the reward is same. Allahu A'lam. Okay, while I was asking this question, the next question that came in my mind was, this is a little controversial question. A little regarding fiqh. Does brushing your teeth breaks the fast? I was gonna make a YouTube short over this, but I couldn't cover it under 1 minute. So today I was making a short over this question, but I couldn't cover it in 1 minute. So I left it. So does brushing your teeth breaks your fast? Yes, if we swallow. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Does brushing your teeth breaks your fast? Can you please tell us where do you stay? Where did you study? And something about yourself, like what are you doing? I'm on YouTube and I'm a dentist. I live in India. I studied on IOU, Islamic Online University. Whatever Islamic study I studied. Something about yourself, I said I'm a dentist. And what are you doing right now? I am doing live video on YouTube. What is the difference? Sorry, what was I asking? Does brushing your teeth with toothpaste, obviously, because if you don't use toothpaste, there's no controversy. Does brushing your teeth with toothpaste break your fast? We got one answer which says that, brother, you took a very long break. Can you tell us about where were you? There was copyright issues on my channel for 6 months, then 3 months, or maybe 6 more months. I was not interested. All the interest went over. So for 6 months there was copyright issue. By the way, MBC, the channel that made Omar Series, I had used some footages from Omar Series. It got copyright. It had got a lot of copyright before, but before it, the video got blocked. But this time they really took it seriously, and that video wasn't even published. I mean, I uploaded a video. No, that was the second copyright strike. So there were 2 copyright strikes. First one, as soon as the first one ended, the second one came from that movie, Muhammad Rasulullah, that Majid Majidi's movie. That was the bad one. That was a bad one. MBC was a good one. I mean, it was okay. That was the first one. But the second one was like, oh, the channel is gonna go. Anyways, there are still some punishments on the channel. Community guidelines strike is still there. They are saying that they will look into it. So 2 people answered that if we brush our teeth with toothpaste, then the fast breaks. Now there's very minor controversy, but people make it big controversy because people hate it when somebody else goes against their idea. The controversy, see, the thing is that neither toothbrush nor toothpaste itself breaks the fast. So somebody said, Muhammad al-Zafar, not Al Zafar. It should be Az Zafar. So Muhammad Az Zafar, he said that swallowing breaks the fast. But swallowing what? Swallowing the toothpaste or swallowing the saliva? So the thing is that the debate is that, you see, if we brush our tooth with a toothpaste, then there is forced salivation. There is forced salivation. So one group says that any natural salivation, if we swallow it, fast doesn't break. Not one group, every group says that natural salivation, if we swallow it, it doesn't break, fast doesn't break. But if the salivation is forced by the toothpaste or anything, then the fast breaks. Now this is one group, and this group is basically the Hanafi group. So they say that the fast breaks if one does this toothbrush, uses toothpaste. But the other group, that is generally the Salafi group, they say that there is that if you are allowed to taste the food, right? A woman who is preparing the food, Prophet allowed to taste the food, and even there you cannot swallow the food. You just have to taste the food on the tongue, and tasting the food would be a forced salivation, right? If you are tasting the food and throwing it away even, but still there is forced salivation, then that will not break the fast. Prophet ﷺ allowed that, then why not toothpaste? So that's the controversial point. I wanted to make this into a YouTube short that there is no point in fighting. Both the groups have their opinion, which looks solid to me, that there is forced salivation, and forced salivation is more than, I mean, there the person is spitting, the person is tasting and spitting it out. Then maybe the person can manage to spit out the forced salivation. And here, but the other side argument is also fine that, yeah. Anything else? No, nobody commented anything so far. Okay, so I don't know the next question. I thought of something. So Tahajjud and Layl, again not Laylatul Qadr, Qiyamul Layl. Then we talked about toothpaste. What can be the next question? Anything? Can somebody ask me something? Do not ask me who are you, okay? Ask me something. I know Hindi. Hindi aati hai. I know Hindi, but I've always been on YouTube in English only. Before you, Sirat Mustaqeem, I had a channel. That is a bad idea. It still exists. There is Rahma for Humanity. That channel was there. Only 2 videos uploaded. Not so good. With some mistakes. So do not take much from those channels. But on that channel also, I was speaking in English. And before that also, there was Sirat Mustaqeem Facebook page. By the way, Sirat Mustaqeem Facebook page is not mine. It is a Facebook page that exists. One of the person approached me, do you want to be an admin? I became the admin. Then when I made the YouTube channel, I used the same name. I asked them, can I use this name? And they said yes. So I used the same name. So I got some subscribers on the first day itself from the page. Maybe 46 as far as I remember, the first day only. 46 subscribers. By the way, from 46, we are 96,000 subscribers. Silver play button, I'm expecting it. Allah Rahim. I'm from India. If I know Hindi, I'm from India. Your last question was, do you know Hindi? Okay, I'm from North India. People of South India may not know Hindi. My another friend, brother Anas Abdul Fattah, who is on this channel, he's from Kerala, and he doesn't know Hindi. He doesn't know Hindi well, though he does Hindi shairi. He might not be knowing Hindi. We talk in English. From Arabic grammar, I remember. The question I thought of was, it's not a question, but it's a discussion. I've made this discussion a lot of time. The word Allah. From Arabic grammar, this point, that the word Allah, half of the scholars believe that the word Allah is al-ilah. the God. And the remaining half of the scholars believe that the word Allah is the name of Allah Himself. So one group believes that it is a title, right? It is a title that Allah has titled Himself. He's the God, the only Ma'bud, the Ilah. Link to Omar Series. Search on Google Islam City, maybe .org. Islam City, just type Islam City Omar Series. You will find Omar Series on that website. There were some comments. What was the comment? Would you suggest my son where to study Deen and Dunya? Hadi. I know names of 3 Mujaddid of Islam. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Good. The comment keeps disappearing. Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab, please tell us other names. What about Ibn Taymiyyah? What about Ahmad ibn Hanbal? What about Imam Bukhari? The first names you should be taking. But before that as well. Sheikh al-Albani as well, I would say, in today's time. An-Nawawi and Sheikh al-Albani, if I want to talk about them, An-Nawawi and Sheikh al-Albani are not from the same sect, I should be saying. I wanted to say Aqidah, but that was wrong. I shouldn't have said Aqidah. They were Al-Nawawi was an Ash'ari, and Al-Albani, Sheikh al-Albani was an Athari, a Salafi. But they both are the 2 greatest scholars of Hadith our Ummah has produced. Imam Bukhari is the greatest scholar, we agree, but Imam Bukhari is a compiler. He is the original compiler. Now, An-Nawawi, Sheikh al-Albani in Pakistan, Zubair Ali Zai, recently passed away, may Allah have mercy on him. Not recently, but comparatively recently. These are really giant muhaddis. And muhaddis of today's era, their work is to collect the Za'if and Sahih hadith in their respective positions. So, and actually tell us that which Za'if hadith can be used when. I mean, which Za'if hadith can be said to be Hasan li ghayrihi, and so on. So, Imam Bukhari's work was not that. He was actually compiling the hadith. So, Imam Bukhari is, straight away, he's the greatest muhaddis. But Albani and An-Nawawi are 2 greatest scholars of hadith, muhaddis. After Bukhari, we can say, or after the compilers, we can say, original compilers. And both of them are of 2 different areas, Ash'ari and Athari. And I like this a lot, because nobody in the world, even if they hate Salafi, they are gonna still, today they might hate Al-Albani, but 100 years, 200 years in the future, they are not gonna, they will have to accept the narrations of Al-Albani. Not narrations, but authentication of Al-Albani. Like the Salafi today, even though An-Nawawi is not from their sect, they accept the authentications of An-Nawawi. Because when somebody has done such major work, I mean, the amount of ahadith that have been authenticated by them. When I say authenticated, means verified by them. This is Sahih, this is Zaif, this is, and reasonings in a lot of them. But I should be saying some other stuff as well, that, when Al-Albani says that a hadith, or An-Nawawi says a hadith is Sahih, he is authenticating on the Isnad or Isnad and Sanad. So the Isnad or Isnad and Matan. So there is both kind of stuffs. So the major books he has authenticated based on the sanad, the people who have narrated, as well as the matan as well. That this matan as well fits all of the description, that they do not contradict the other major hadiths, more sahih hadiths, or the Quran, etc. But the minor Bulugh al-Maram and etc., those books Albani hasn't really. He has authenticated the sanad, but not the matan. As for Nawawi, his work is less than Al-Albani, but Al-Albani was born in the era of computer, so there was an edge. Can you please tell in sequence, like first Mujaddid was Umar bin Abdul Aziz, second was Imam Ahmed, who was the third, and so on. Subhanallah. See, who was the Mujaddid is a very difficult question. Very, very difficult question, because it changes with who you associate with. So you could say that Umar bin Abdul Aziz is the first, because everybody accepts him. You could say Bukhari was this, Ahmad bin Hanbal was the second one because everybody accepts him. As soon as you reach the third one, is it Al Maturidi? Is it Al Ash'ari? Is it uh, oh my god, Tahawi. I want to say Tahawi. The word coming in my mind was Tabari. Tahawi. So as soon as you reach the third one, there is gonna be problem. The one sect you associate with, that becomes your Mujaddid. Whew. Okay. So if you say Mujaddid of recent time, I would say Al Albani is one of them, even though I sometimes disagree with his statements, but most of the times I agree with him. And when I disagree with him, it doesn't mean that you have to disagree with him. Okay, when I disagree with Al Albani, I have my reasons, but it doesn't mean that. For example, one of the places where I disagree with him is when leave it. It's regarding Surat. Allah created Adam in his own Surat. And even Abdullah ibn Baz and Al Albani disagreed, and I go with Abdullah ibn Baz. So, no problem with that. So, okay. More Mujaddid? Well, honestly, it's difficult. It's difficult. I don't even want to say because every name becomes controversial. Controversial means it will be associated with sects. Can Salahuddin al-Ayyubi be considered Mujaddid? If you see, he can be liberator of the two states. Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. What to say? Where is Asqalan? Where is Asqalan? Which country is Asqalan? Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani's work on Sahih Bukhari, he wrote the Sharh Sahih al-Bukhari. He wrote the Sharh, what do you say Sharh? The explanations of Sahih Bukhari, kind of tafsir of Sahih Bukhari. So there is another great scholar, not scholar, a student of a PhD student. He was studying in Pakistan only. He mentioned that the PhD student who he took the topic that Ibn Hajar, he has done the Sharh of Sahih Bukhari, but there must be some hadith. Means if there is one hadith, this hadith, every other hadith related to this hadith should be mentioned below. So some of the hadith must have been missed, right? So this PhD student, he did research on it, and he could find only 4 hadith in the whole Sahih Bukhari. Now it doesn't mean that he was this was a student, but still he's living the era of computers. Okay, he could put keywords and search for the hadith. Imagine he could find only 4 hadith which was discussing about another hadith of Sahih Bukhari, and it was not mentioned in Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani's book. So that's the kind of work Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani has done. Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani is actually a critique of Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah regarding many of his positions. That's why when you said Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, I still laughed because I still smile because it still goes with which sect you believe in. I love Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, I love Ibn Taymiyyah both, and I am someone who understands that the differences in the Ummah has been present, and people have accepted each other's. In some era, people have been fighting. In some era, those same people have been friends. We can coexist together, inshallah. Fath al-Bari, Sharh Sahih Bukhari, its name is Fath al-Bari. Now again, what was the first question? The first question was about Tahajjud and not Laylatul Qadr, Qiyamul Layl, the difference. Okay, what were we talking? Mujaddid, and before that, what were we speaking of? We were talking about Allah's name, the name of Allah. Half of the scholars, they consider that the word Allah is al plus ilah, which means the God, which means the one who should be worshipped, the only one who should be worshipped. And the remaining half of the scholars believe that al ilah, that the word Allah is the name of Allah Himself, the proper noun Allah. They both have their grammatical reasons, and both grammatical reasons are astonishing. Both have weaknesses, both have some values, and both have some weaknesses. Nobody can actually know. But I go with the position that the word Allah is the name of Allah. Reason is because my reason is this reasoning should not be accepted by the Sharia. So my reasoning doesn't become an Islamic position. But my personal reasoning, it's just a personal reasoning, is because the Bible also uses the word Elah, and some places it uses the word Eli, which are all similar to Allah, which seems to suggest that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has always revealed the same name and name similar to Allah to other prophets as well. That's why I think that the word Allah is actually a dialectual difference, a difference in the dialect. And I mean, the word Allah can be original, the word Eli can be original, Allah can be original. We never know. I mean, we will agree that Allah is original and Allah should be corrupt by now. But we do not even know that if the word Allah would be revealed to another continent, then the pronunciation may be different, but the word remains the same. It remains close to that same. By the way, we know that the word Allah, right? How we pronounce the lam, we make it Allah. But when it comes but when it comes after zair, after kasra, then it becomes Allah. So the word Allah is itself pronounced in two ways in the same Arabic language. Why? Because that was the grammatical dialectual rule of the Quraysh. Not all of the Arabia had this rule. Please remember this. Not all of the Arabia had this rule, but the Quraysh had this rule. Prophet ﷺ pronounced this way. Therefore, the Ummah accepted that Allah should be pronounced this way. So we understand that the dialectual difference can be there, but more or less the word remained Allah itself in towards all the prophets. I do not think that it is al plus ilah, even though in all of my grammar lessons I keep saying that Allah is al plus ilah, but I do not think that, because it is the easier position when you are learning grammar. When you're learning grammar, it is the easier position. That whenever Allah is there, you will automatically consider that al is attached with it. So all of the rules of an ism with al applies on the word Allah. It's easy. Is Allah masculine or feminine? Now, sorry, wrong question. Is Allah male or female? Okay. So Allah is neither male nor female, but Allah is masculine. Do you understand what this means? Allah is neither male nor female, but Allah is masculine. Allah is not feminine. Reason is Arabic language. Allah is not English masculine. Allah is Arabic masculine. So in Arabic, there are criteria of femininity. So if you fall in either of these criteria, then only you can be considered feminine. If you are a female, biologically female, then you are a feminine. If your name ends with ta marbuta, if your name ends with something like Fatima, Aisha, okay. If your name ends with alif hamza a, okay, there can be a ta marbuta a and there can be an alif hamza a. So like Asiya, it's feminine. If your name is any synonym of air, if your name is any synonym of fire, okay, what are there? If your name is if that word is one of the paired body parts like hands, like eyes, okay, these are feminine. But if it is a singular like tongue, it is masculine. So tongue is masculine but hands is feminine. Why? Because there are two hands but one tongue. So in Arabic, the criteria of masculinity and femininity is not like in English. So any word that does not fall in any criteria of masculinity, and there are few exceptions, any word that does not fall in the any criteria of femininity, that word becomes masculine. So Allah is masculine, but He is neither male nor female. There was a comment, I want to read it again. It disappears. I do believe that the word Allah is true one, and adding al made it definite, and the word ilah itself is unique in its way. The thing that you said, that adding al made it unique and the word ilah is something itself. What is itself? Unique in itself. What is it? I must have said something. That the word adding al makes it definite, and word Allah ilah is unique itself. Well, you just said both the positions together. The two positions were that Allah is al plus ilah. If it is al plus ilah, the thing is, you cannot add, you cannot be having al Allah. You cannot be having the word al Allah. You understand the point? So this means if Allah was a word in itself, then al Allah was possible. But because it's not possible, that's why a group is saying that it is ilah, al is already added. That's why a second al is not added. Al ilah, not possible. So this is the point. Ilah, al ilah, al cannot be attached, but Allah, al should be attached. But in Arabic, but grammatically, we never say al Allah. Okay, so far so good. According to this theory, al ilah is correct. But then the other person will come and say that we do say ya Allah, and ya has all the same rulings as al. So we cannot say al Allah, but we do say ya Allah. And in place of al Allah, we say Allahumma. No, what is this? So there is. By the way, Allahumma is not just al Allah. It is ya al Allah. Nauzubillah ta'ala. Let's just leave it at that, because we do not know what Allahumma is actually a specific word, a specific phrase that is only used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do not use this for other people. So because Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to make dua in this particular way. Then there are other reasoning that in India we face many issues in following birthdays and stuff. Okay, let's ask, is birthday haram? I'm not saying music, party, etc. Simply somebody coming and saying happy birthday. I'm not even including cake in it. It's just somebody just coming and saying happy birthday. Is it haram or not? Just happy birthday. Just wishing happy birthday. Is it haram or not? You may say that it is imitating the kuffar. Is it imitating the kuffar? Because happy birthday is not associated with a religion. It is not a Christian thing. It is not. One may say that, yeah, it initiated from celebrations of gods, right? Not from Christianity. All of the religions celebrated the birthdays of gods in past time. Now, this is correct. I agree. But now another question comes. If something has an origin of sin, and today that original sin is gone, okay, now it has become widespread and everybody is doing it, okay, and it has lost its original shirk value. It has become a cultural thing in today's time. Then doing that thing today, is it shirk still or not? Is it kufr still or not? Is it bid'ah still or not? I want to say it is not. Honestly. But the problem is, what is that exact year when we will draw the line? That last year the origin was apparent, that is from shirk. This year it has become cultural. So do we make Sharia in this way that there will be a phase when we will be saying, like, in today's time, we may be able to say about some things like Christmas, mind it, like Christmas for New Yorker, for example, not Christmas in India. Christmas for a New Yorker, for example, or just a common American, a common metropolitan American. If you will talk to them, I've talked to reverted Christians, that's why I'm saying, I may be wrong, I'm not an American, but as I've talked to a reverted American Christian, they tell me that Christmas is no more religion. Like if particularly he was talking about the what is that, Christmas Eve, the feast before that evening, right? And that day all of the family gets together and eats together. Okay, it is supposed to be a religious gathering, but today it is just a gathering. Just everybody in the family has to come together. They decide one household that, okay, everybody will come in that household, and everybody just comes in their household. Now this revert person, he was saying that he wants to go there, this is the only time that he can go and meet a particular group of people. Because you do not meet a lot of your family members, a lot large family members. You do not meet ever in a city like New York. They all go and meet in the same place. So it is just cultural. Maybe the whole festival of Christmas for them is still religious, but he was particularly talking about the Christmas Eve night. That can I attend this? I didn't. I didn't. I denied to give, I mean, speak on that. I asked him to ask an American scholar, American person only, and the person he asked gave him permission under the condition that you should have the intention of giving dawa. So, anyways, so birthdays. There was a comment I missed. In India, by adding ya or again, okay, that's about the last. Allahumma is to give emphasis. So, birthdays. See, the point I asked, today we cannot say that saying happy birthday per se, partying and music is a separate question, okay? Even cake, I would say there is a form of ritual is attached. Just saying happy birthday, this is the problem. The origin is of shirk, I understand that, because the origin of the birthdays is from celebrating the birthday of gods. That's understood, not Jesus Christ, but before that, the Greek gods, Hindu gods, everywhere in the world, every polytheist, every idolistic religion in the world. Then it carried on, and it came that every person started celebrating their own birthday. Now, when everybody started celebrating their own birthday, and these Britishers came, and the other French came, and the Portuguese came, and they put this culture everywhere in the world. Now, it is in the culture. They went back, but the culture remained. Right? We do not even know about the origin. So, now in this case, do we consider it haram or not? Okay, this, to be honest, a lot of people do say that it is allowed because, like Sheikh Yasir Qadhi, right? He says that happy birthday is allowed because the origin is lost. But then there comes another question. Honestly, I'm confused regarding this. When I'm saying I do not have an opinion, that's why I'm saying both sides again and again. Yoga. Yoga was a thing that I was really confused few years back, before 2014. Before 2014, Baba Ramdev. So that time, it really had that Hindu Om and etc. in it. Okay, it really had that Hindu touch in it. Then slowly, it spread so much, so far wide, that there are yoga. The gym is holding yoga, and there is no Om in it. Muslims and Hindus and everybody is doing that. Okay, now I never said that it is halal. I never said it is allowed, but I'm just saying that it did become cultural. So from that point of view, it did become cultural. Now the problem is, it again shifted back to its origin, and it again became religious after 2014 and stuffs. So this was a mind-blowing hit on my head. Because of this particular issue of yoga, I'm really confused about happy birthday. Otherwise, I would have said that, okay, this particular issue of that, when do we decide that mark, that before this year it had the origin of sin, and now it has become cultural. That's why we should not be following this opinion that if anything has origin of sin, origin of shirk, but today its origin is cultural. Sorry, but today it is celebrated culturally, then it is allowed. This position is there, and I did like this position. I still do like this position, because it is very difficult. Everything has an origin of sin. So many things has origin of shirk. So many things have come from other religions. So many things. Food, many food items were often offered as sacrifices, and we are eating it today. Anyways, it is halal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it halal, so it is halal. Clothes, so many items of clothes, sari. It clearly is from another culture and another religion, and their goddesses used to wear this, right? Sari. So now you will say that it is haram. Now, of course, covering the body is another question, but wearing it per se becomes haram. You understand this? Even wearing it for your husband, for example, it becomes haram if it has the origin of shirk. But today it has become cultural. It is not dhoti, wearing dhoti. Okay, the Hindu gods used to wear dhoti, so it has the origin of shirk. But now, what do you do? So I do like this position that if something has the origin of shirk, but today it is not shirk, but today it is cultural, then we should consider it okay, all right. Remove the music, remove the party, saying happy birthday. I would not fight with anybody for saying happy birthday. I may or may not reply. I mean, if I am really pressured because of any circumstance, I may reply to happy birthday as well. But I may not reply as well. I actually reply to other stuffs like have a nice day. Not have a nice day, but enjoy your day, something like that. Okay. So they like they just reply happy birthday. You know, if somebody knows that today's my today's your birthday, enjoy your day. That's enough. If you want that, what kind of reply you should be saying to your friends. Wishing happy birthday is, I don't think so. It is haram, but it's something like kufr, which is something unusual as per I believe, I guess. Cutting the cake, lighting the candles, etc. It still has that touch of what you would say that following the mutashabihat of the ghair qaum. It has that touch, but just saying happy birthday, I don't think. What's the time? 12. 12:10. Inshallah, in 20 minutes we'll leave. So, 50 minutes, 51 minutes we have been talking. So in 10 minutes it will be 1 hour. What else? Any question? Anything? Beard, cutting the beard under here, cutting the beard here. What do you think? I do trim it a little here. Behind, I don't feel the need. There is an opinion that everything from the cheekbone, the zygomatic process, everything beyond is beard, and once you have beard, uh, forgive the beard. That's a hadith, right? One of the five hadiths regarding the beard is forgive the beard. So please forgive it. However it is growing, let it grow. That's one of the interpretations. Uh, Advocate Faz Sayyid often talks about this. Forgive the beard. Good opinion. I mean, from the sentence forgive the beard, it seems so. But from the life of Sahaba, we have seen that some Sahaba had very short beards, some Sahaba had long beards, very thick beard, thin beard, trim, not trim, but uh, beard attached to the jawline, matlab, very low, very less. So we understand that cutting the beard is allowed, but it is mustahab to let it completely forgive it. Completely forgive it. It is mustahab. Uh, Another topic: major sins and minor sins. So Imam Zahabi compiled a compilation of 70 major sins. Right, 70 major sins. But are all of them really major sins? That's the question. Like he put one of the major sins he put was wearing the trouser under the ankle. Now understand that how our previous generations understood major sin. By the way, this word major sin, minor sin has its importance because it is mentioned in the Quran and the Hadith. The Quran has an ayah, I can't quote you right now, but it has an ayah that if you avoid the kabair, if you avoid the kabair, that means kunah kabira means the major sins. If you avoid the major sins, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive your lumas. Lumas means something that is touched. So sins that are touched, the sins that you just touched by and went away. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive your lumas and He will admit you to paradise. Uh, by the way, the ayah said that if you worship Allah and if you have iman or if you worship Allah, something like that. So the first point was that if you worship Allah, then it goes to, and if you avoid the kabair, then also Allah will forgive your kabair, forgive your lumas, sins that you touched by, and admit you to Jannah. I'm paraphrasing, this is not the exact ayah, but something similar to it. Now, in this ayah, there is the mention of kabair. So there is a particular group of sins that we have to avoid, particularly avoid, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive our minor sins, forgive our lumas. By the way, regarding lumas, there is an interesting riwayah in At-Tabari or At-Tabarani, either of the two. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, he said that I do not know of any lesser or bigger, any lesser, yeah, I do not know of any lesser lumas than tongue speaking to a woman in a way he wants to woo her. So this is flirting, and Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu is saying this is lumas. This is a sin that you have touched by, but you didn't really enter. You didn't really enter. So this is, he, according to him, this is the smallest of the lumas. So from here the lumas starts. So from here, anything up might also be lumas, but anything down is just avoidable. You can do anything below this. So just staring. No, I don't mean that you can do it, but I mean that it is definitely a minor sin. Anyways, that is the opinion of Ibn Abbas. Don't put it on me, okay? And I'm not saying you should be doing this. I'm saying that I was just talking about kabair and lumas. Anyways, also we know that Ibn Abbas, every opinion of Ibn Abbas is not accepted by the scholars, anyways. So just leave it at that. So, the kabair. Now, a hadith mentions a list of kabair. A hadith mentions a list of kabair, and it mentions only 7. It mentions only 7. Sahih hadith. I might not remember everyone, all of it. Shirk, kufr, 1. Sihar, magic, 2. Putting a false allegation on a woman regarding a character, 3. Obviously, murder, 4. Zina, 5. Riba, 6. What is the 7th one? Alcohol, gambling, something. One more thing. So a hadith mentions 7 major sins. This is the 7 major sins. Now, this is the important point you must remember. All of the four fuqaha, all of the imam of fiqh, all of them gave a criteria that under this criteria you should categorize a sin as major sin, and the criteria was more or less same, sometimes up and down, but more or less same, and it was in 3 points. Every sin that is directly mentioned to lead you to Jahannam is a major sin. Every sin that has a had in dunya, means you drink alcohol, you will be flogged, then it is a major sin. And third one, every sin that regarding which Allah or His Rasul has said that woe upon you, or woe upon the one where wailul likulli humazatil lumaza, wailul lil mutaffifin. Okay, wail has been said is a major sin. So these 3, according to all, particularly Imam Malik was forefront in this. He specifically pointed out these 3. So Ahmad bin Hanbal as well. Abu Hanifa and Shafi were not very. They didn't codify it in 3 points, but Imam Malik and Ahmad bin Hanbal codified it properly. Now comes Imam al-Zahabi. He literally mentions 70 major sins. Subhanallah. Honestly, nobody before him mentioned 70 major sins. Okay, 70 is a number people love, and his intention was definitely good. That people should avoid all of these sins. So if all of these sins are major, people should avoid. But then what happens is major sin loses its value. Today, people are calling bid'ah as kufr. Then when actual kufr is happening, they do not have any word. Do you understand? Today, people are calling bid'ah as kufr. A lot of bid'ah, which is actually bid'ah, they just look at a bid'ah and this is kufr. Shabe Barat and doing this is kufr. And it is bid'ah. If somebody is waiting for a soul to come and sit on the chair on Shabe Barat, this is kufr. And then this is not kufr. This is bid'ah. when actual kufr will be happening, you will not have a word to say. That is also kufr, that is also kufr, everything is kufr. So similarly, if everything is, all of the 70 sins are major sins. Literally, when you read all of the 70 sins, only two sins remain. I mean, two sins which are, which are committed regularly: not doing hijab, listening to music. Two sins, which is committed a lot, and it is not among the major sin according to Az-Zahabi. And at that time, women would not do hijab. Imam Az-Zahabi wouldn't have any, he wouldn't have thought that women would not do hijab. That's why he didn't wrote it. Otherwise, he would have written it. I guarantee. Music, he literally left because he was Ashari, and in the Ashaira there is a lot of people do not agree music to be all music to be bad. So that's why probably he left music. Only two things he left. I don't think any other sin that is occurring regularly has been left. So it is a problem. It is a problem. Everything is not you know that we say that you fast on one Ramadan and you fast on the other Ramadan. All of the sins in between are forgiven. Then somebody comes that all sins will be forgiven, even if it is zina. But no, all of the minor sins will be forgiven. Then you read the list. There is no minor sin. All of your sins are major sins. Then what is being forgiven? So this is a problem. This is a problem. There is not the 70 major sins is there are not so many sins according to me. I can be totally wrong. You are free to reject it. You are free to reject it. Anybody greater than my knowledge, and any scholar is greater than my knowledge. So anybody greater than my knowledge, he says that 70 major sins, it is based on truth, it is based on reality, it is based, all of them are based upon a particular opinion that not only these, I said only 3 points now, that if a sin is if a person has been threatened with Jahannam, if a person, a direct woe, direct wail has been given, or a had has been prescribed in dunya, then that sin is a major sin. That is the opinion of Imam Malik particularly, Ahmad ibn Hanbal as well particularly. So another opinions do exist. So based upon those opinions, Az-Zahabi might have done this. I do not know of it. So if somebody of greater knowledge says something else, accept their opinion. Always accept others' opinion over mine. My opinion are just talking as a friend with you. It's not a scholarly opinion. Okay. It's 1 hour, 2 minutes. We can end this now, inshallah. Otherwise, we will not have anything left for future. Nice talking to you. When was the last comment that came? Last comment was yes. Oh, on 17th minute, not long ago. It's 25 minutes. Okay, long ago. Okay, so we will end this now, inshallah ta'ala. Tomorrow I will be making a couple of videos, inshallah. You can be expecting. The first one would be, do jinns live in the fourth dimension? You know, I am writing a novel, The Jinnite Chronicles. So I'm not Shokia, okay? Just a hobby. So that's why I made a video that do jinns live in the fourth dimension. The novel is about the fourth dimension. So that's why. So in the Jinnite Chronicles, the stories of a jinn. The story is of a jinn who, I've written only 4 chapters right now. It will be long. Only the beginning. So the jinn and the fifth dimension actually attacks into the fourth dimension. So the fourth dimensional jinn comes and hides into the third dimension of the humans. That's the story. So anyway, so let's end this now. Say something so I will end it. Are you even present? Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Imran Chima. I know you. I think I know you. You were there in previous quiz live sessions, right? Okay, I'm ending this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your fast in Ramadan, accepts all your good deeds in Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you strength to wake up on the 29th night. And honestly, I don't think 23rd, 25th, 27th is the day your heart feels something. 21st and 29th. Anyways, we should all wake up on 29th night. We should all wake up on the night of the moon, on the moon night as well. Anyways, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. If this was da'wah, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.